Hello, I'm Conrad, and I'm that vegan chemist. In this episode, I wanted to talk about a story that a friend of mine told me about their experience working in a hot dog factory. This was before I was a vegan, so I didn't really think anything of it, but actually it kind of shocked me, and I think was in my subconscious for some time. So my coworker told me that at another job that she worked at a hot dog factory, and they ended up having the metal rod that they pushed the meat through the conveyor belt to get it ground up. And the individual was moving the meat with the metal rod, and they moved it in such a way that the grinder ended up sucking up the metal rod and grinding the metal rod up with the meat, and that the shards of metal ended up going into the hot dog manufacturing process. And when the coworker that experienced it getting sucked up into the machine, they were like, there's a metal rod that got sucked up into the meat process. We need to stop it and quarantine off the metal. And they're like, oh, that amount of metal is within our QA/QC qualifications for amount of metal that can be in meat. So they manufactured shards of metal in these hot dogs, and they gave it to human use because they didn't care, because it was within their specs for acceptable amount of metal in meat. So I think it makes me concerned, I guess, on what actually they're pushing through in these processes, and especially in products that they cost a lot of money to produce. They put a lot of money into raising these cows and pigs and keeping them alive long enough to slaughter them for meat. So there's a lot of money invested in this. So it just shows that the more money that is invested into a product, that the looser people's morals are in the manufacturing process, because they want to get back their money. So it not only speaks ill of the meat factories and how they're in the animal products, how they're cranking out products that take a lot of resources that really need to get out there so they can get their money back. But also any manufacturing process, when we humans dictate on whether our manufacturing process is acceptable or unacceptable, that when we create those specs, however loosely, it kind of goes to show that it's almost better to eat more of whole foods, because you know that they're less adulterated than things that go through a facility or a factory. I just wanted to see what other people think about this and just get it out there so people can, hear that this stuff actually goes on. And I'm sure other people have heard of things going on in factory and manufacturing processes as well. So I'll talk to you later. Have a good one. Bye.